I met Donnie back in, I think, 2017. He came in for just an over-the-counter question about allergies.
I did share with her at that time that I was a kidney patient and I had a rare kidney disease, so I had to be careful what I took. She come out from behind that counter, she explained the medications to me and shared which ones she thought would be most helpful to me. And I thought, man, this young lady, she really cares about her customers. And I began to think, you know, I may make a change and start coming over here.
And then he came back like a year later to transfer his medicines from Walmart where he had been filling. I instantly liked him because he was sweet, and as he's dealing with this kidney disease, some people could get negative and, you know, feel down and depressed about it, but he always had a positive outlook and said how blessed he was. So good to see you, Johnny. All right, you have a great day. He came in, he was like so excited and like smiling. And I said, oh, you're happy today? And he goes, yes, I just found out I got approved to be on the transplant list.
And they said all I needed was for somebody to be willing to give me a kidney and I could serve God and God's people for a long time. And Kathleen looked at me and she said, you're a minister, aren't you? And I said, yes, I am. And she said, I want to give you my kidney. And, you know, it touched my heart because I wasn't expecting that. The first thing I thought in my mind was I felt that God had led me to this pharmacy.
God is part of Donnie's life, and he's a big part of my life as well. So it didn't take but a second for me to decide. Convincing my husband was a different story. My kids are 15, 13, and 11. They're just like, Mom, make sure you're safe, but they know that I like helping people.
Of course, it took almost a year because, you know, Kathleen had to go through a lot of testing as well.
I had to meet with a psychologist to make sure I was in the right mindset. Then I met with a nephrologist, the surgeon, and then we were approved. And then it was COVID.
I was beginning to get worse. My kidneys, both kidneys together, was only functioning at 7%. And my son, Lance, was very concerned for me and people, the church, my family.
His kidneys were the size of raisins at the end. He was getting pretty sickly, and it was a matter of I get approved within the next month, or he was going to be put on dialysis, or he would die. I
didn't realize that my skin was yellow, beginning to turn jaundice. I lost 20, 30 pounds in body.
On transplant day, because this is during COVID, my husband just had to drop me off at the door, so I had to be there by myself. My surgery started an hour before Donnie's. They get me all ready, take my kidney out, clean it out, get it all ready for Donnie, and then put it in Donnie.
I said, what's going on? What are we watching? And the anesthesiologist said, that's your donor. And they're taking her kidney out right now, and it's going to come through that door and be in your body in just a few minutes.
But you just never know once they connect it if it's going to work properly.
As soon as they put Kathleen's kidney in my body, immediately it started working, and my creatinine, my numbers started coming down immediately.
Recovery was pretty easy, honestly. It was easier than having a baby.
Full head of dark hair and pretty blue eyes.
It is very special that he is able to be with his grandson and be a part of his life, because without this kidney transplant, it probably would not have happened.
She was a kind person, just a great person. And, you know, that's the kind of person I like to be around, and I'm so glad I changed pharmacies.